offended my people. They must die.
Alright, Leon.
Yep.
Leon,
What?
Josh will be joining us in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So,
What's up, Josh?
Yo. Hello.
Hey.
All
like I
right.
said,
Hello.
I'm gonna keep myself muted.
Patriot!
So,
No.
Josh is going to be exerting us with his ear because he's eating.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I'm gonna go ahead and clear off the board, and then I'm gonna get to finding a picture. Once again, sorry for the hold up. Lots of stuff randomly showed up. Let's get to it. Siphon, go ahead and walk me through day in the life of your character. They're currently in Southern California after having spent a lot of time on the road traveling, looking for a place to essentially call home after you got out of Russia.
Yeah. Just the
Russia.
usual daily routine of just living off the street, trying to find any scraps to eat, trying to get as much into the street fighting rings, trying to earn some cash.
Beating up all people.
Okay.
And most of the time just sleeping the days away. Sleeping in any nearby trash bags, anything soft. Is anything soft really?
Nope.
Trying the best to earn as much as I can to make a decent life.
Okay, so you're basically living life of a hobo.
Living the life in the slums, just getting as much food as I can. But it's really hard.
You managed to strike lucky
It's really
and
hard to
land an old abandoned warehouse. This is where you sleep, and incidentally, where you are allowed to stay, considering this is where a lot of the quote-unquote underground fights take place.
Just make do with what we got. Better than living in the streets, I would say.
Yeah. Kinda do things.
Okay.
Ooh,
There we go.
this
Stage has been set.
place.
Die has been cast.
OG.
I'm allowed to draw on this, right?
If you want. Yes.
If you want, yeah. So Xiphon, you happen to live where you get your food. They kind of you're fighting in an underground little tournament ring that kind of is a little on the shadier side because people do die.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You go, but you fight for your food and for some small, a really small cut of the money. As with several of the other hobos that live in the area, or some of the other fighters that come in, and basically they try to, they use you to gauge whether or not you're, a person's any good. You wake up another day, and you go and talk to the guy who's running the ring, and he asks you, he looks at you and says, "Are you up for a fight today?"
Sure. Well, I give a nod to him, saying, agreeing to the next fight.
Alright, so you go into the next fight, and they take you into the ring where you see a bunch of people that already gathered, all these people who are either rich or just in it for the blood sports and things like that. It's really kind of terrible. You can already hear them talking amongst themselves, trying to figure out what the odds are going to be and who they're betting on, but that never was a really big concern for you. You only made money if you won a fight, or if they rigged a fight, they needed you to lose, and you just tried not to get killed in the process of losing. This particular fight, they don't say anything about whether or not you should, hit the floor, or they don't tell you any of that, so you can only assume that you need to go through and do the fight. Your opponent, you can see him on the other side of the ring. He's this kind of gangly looking sick guy who has a scruffed out beard. They must have just picked him up off the streets. Another hobo like you. He shrugs off his ratty looking jacket and puts it down on the side, and he puts his fists up, ready for the fight, and he waits. To hear the bell. What do you do before? Do you do anything particular before you guys start?
Look, is there an analyzed opponent?
All
See
right.
how we see the way.
Did you give me your character sheet? I don't remember getting a hold of that.
Not yet. Okay, temporary pause.
Yeah, send me your character sheet real quick.
Just the stats, right?
Yeah, just the stats.
Sorry. Delay.
No problem.
And
Hookah. I should get my actual stand from Bulldogs. I still need to give that to you, Win.
might have to send you through Skype.
Sure. Whatever's easier for you.
There you go.
Okay.
Look at that dude. La 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 la.
He looks like fucking King Hippo from Punch Out.
Does.
Hippo. Hippo had some bad times.
Well, that Tiki guy from Crash Bandicoot.
Though.
Oh god.
Along down. Okay. not too
Friggin'
bad.
Valentina fights
It's just
the
a humanized green pineapple.
King Hippo.
All right. So you look at him, and I need you to roll your wits and empathy.
Which dice is that?
Okay. So when I say roll a dice, when I say wits and empathy, you need to go and take a look at your wits, count up how many dots you have. Then go to your empathy
Wits and
and count up how many dots you have.
And add them up.
Yep, add them up.
That's how many dice you have.
So you have 2 dots in wits and 2 dots in empathy. So that means you draw. That means you roll 4 dice, 4 d10s.
4 d10s.
Mm-hmm.
What's my target number?
Your target number is greater than 8.
Greater than 8. So
Yes.
roll.
Also, I'll be changing the music a bit to something more, you know, that you'd hear out in this area, just kind of a lot more club type music. Um,
By the way, Rex, is it supposed to be working on jukebox? Because mine never works.
Jukebox?
Yeah, is
Yeah.
that what it is
No.
that you're doing?
No, I'm using YouTube. As far as the
Oh,
jukebox
just for
goes,
stream.
yeah, just through the stream. The jukebox is kind of dumb at
Okay.
times, so
Alright.
it's also very selective in music.
That's disappointing.
It is, but
No, it isn't.
it works. It works well when it needs to. It just
Oh,
doesn't work as
sorry
often
for the
as it
error.
needed to. No, it's fine. All right, so you can't get a read on the
Zero
guy.
success.
You have no idea like what his story is, but that's fine. You try not to think too hard about. You try not to think too hard about your opponents before you fight them.
So I just raised my hands up, ready for ready to fight. Make it as quick and painless as possible.
Okay. Are you the kind of character that has no problems with killing someone, especially someone you don't know?
Killing is not really my main goal. Just try to at least make quick. Just make it quick, but try not to kill the person.
All right. So, you guys start moving towards each other. The other guy obviously has no idea what he's doing. He's never been in like a real serious fight or, you know, done any sort of training, so is from what you can see. So what that means is okay, defense is one. That's interesting. All right. So you get up in front of each other until you're close enough to start punching away, and then you hear the bell. What I'm going to need you to do is I need you to roll 1 dice and add your initiative modifier to that. So roll 1d10, and I'll tell you where to go from
Yes.
here.
So 1d10 and
Yes.
has still greater than 8.
No. Just don't worry too much about it. Just roll 1d10. So just click on the little dice symbol. The d10. Alright, so you rolled a 2. Correct?
I
Xiphon?
believe so.
Okay, so you rolled a 10. Yeah, I know. Just don't worry too much about it. Just you rolled a 10. And what that means is we're gonna go and take a look at your initiative modifier on your sheet, which is in the area that's like below the flaws. You see initiative mod, and you have 4 there, correct?
Yes.
All right, so you take 4, add it to your 2, and that's your initiative. So initiative 6 and. He has the higher initiative, he goes first. So your defense is 1, correct?
Yes.
Alright, so I'm going to take his dice pool for attacking you. He's going to just throw a punch and then subtract from there. So let's say that his brawl is, when he rolls brawl and strength, he's rolling 5 dice. Alright? He has 3 in strength, 2 in brawl. Adds them together, he gets 5. He takes, you tell me your defense, and I subtract that from how much he rolls. So now he's rolling, instead of 5d6, 5d10s, he's rolling 4 dice. And every success is damage done directly to you. He misses.
Alright.
and it's now your turn. So you take your, what you're going to do is you're going to take all the dice that you have for brawl and strength. Because you have a specialty in boxing, and you are boxing right now, you add an extra dice. You have a total of 9 dice to roll as of right now.
Wow.
But don't.
This guy's fucking strong.
9d10 dice.
Yeah, you have 9d10, but don't roll yet. His defense is 3, so you subtract 3 from your dice. So instead, now you're rolling 6 d10. Yeah, you're rolling 6 d10s.
6 d10s.
Yeah, 9 minus 6. 9 minus 3 is 6. So,
So roll now.
yep, you can roll now.
One success.
All right.
One success out of all those.
You punch him in the face, and you deal 1 bludgeoning. All right, and we're gonna keep going back and forth as you both kind of slug away at each other. Let me open up my little dice box. Heals 4. All right, seems that he got lucky with his shot. 3 successes so far.
Jeez.
Oh no.
Successful.
Oh Jesus Christ.
All right.
2 successes.
So he's got 5 total. He's got 1 more dice to reroll. Every single time you get a 10, by the way, that's a reroll. Alright, so he's done a total of 5 damage to you. Okay, so what that means is you're gonna go to your character. You're gonna go to your character sheet. Right underneath health, you put a slash through one of the boxes for every bludgeoning damage.
So under health, there's a box. So how many? 5.
5 boxes. So cross out 5 boxes with the slash. All right. Let me know when you're done.
I seem to edit the health off, so
You can mark it down.
Edit.
You can mark it down somewhere else, just on a sheet of paper, as long as you know how much health you have and how much you've used.
Give you a second. So I have 9.
You have 9 health total.
And he's done 5 damage.
Yes. And make sure that they're slashes, not X's or asterisks, because those are entirely different. They have entirely different meanings. So now that that's happened, go ahead and roll to attack again. This is the basics of combat. You can do more maneuvers as you get more skilled and powerful with these, but as of right now, this is kind of the basics of combat.
So Zyphon's the first person to do combat so far.
Yes.
Yeah. So 6 rolls, right?
Yes.
6 dice.
Yes, 6 dice.
Alright.
Come in. Kimmy.
1 success.
All right.
I'm not doing so good in this one.
You get your ass kicked by a man who's probably like 4 feet shorter than you are. Not 4 feet, like 3 feet.
You gotta up the ante with your punches.
Oh, thank God. It was almost.
That was almost a 10, yeah. You take 2 additional bludgeoning
Wow,
damage.
this guy's kicking my ass.
He's fighting with a lot of desperation, you can tell. If you expend willpower, which means you burn through 1 point of willpower, you can get 3 extra dice to roll against him. So you'd be back up to 9 again.
Jesus.
Keep in mind, they're a little hard to get back.
If I use willpower,
Yeah, you have 5 willpower. That means you can burn. You can use it 5 times.
should I use it?
Give it a shot. So, go ahead and burn through 1 willpower. Mark that down and say that you've crossed out 1. And then roll 9 d10s.
So for willpower,
You have 5 points in willpower.
so I crossed out 1.
Yep.
Crossed out 1. So in my strategy, I have how many dices?
9 dice total. So it's
9 dice total.
yep. So you can
Okay.
roll 9 d10s.
Cross fingers. Let's go. 10 dice.
Man, the dice don't like you today.
Dang, son.
2 successes out of 9? Jesus Christ.
I know.
Apparently, Val just doesn't want to hurt this guy.
I think she's hesitating to hurt him or something. I don't know.
Pulling the punches.
She's probably pulling back her punches. We can
She
shut him
could
up.
probably kill him with a 1 hit.
All right, he
Oh,
misses.
it's-
Roll again.
Do I still have power, or do I?
No,
do
you already burned through 1 willpower, so go back to 6.
Yeah. Roll. Lucky numbers 10.
Nice. So
Finally.
re-roll 1 dice. You have 2 successes so far.
Get a critical success. Hack his
And
mouth.
just
Ah,
completely destroy him with 1 punch.
do it!
One Punch Man.
1 punch.
One punch lady.
It's only one,
1 punch lady.
You re-roll 1 dice.
so just one dice.
Yes.
1d10.
Like she just punches him and he explodes into a million pieces.
All right, so you missed.
You are already dead.
You already. Well, you got 2 successes.
And the last.
Beat the crap out of him.
1 second. Hey, Win, once you hit all bludgeoning and start moving into the lethal, then we start talking about reductions, right?
No, it's even with bludgeoning. If you go too low on bludgeoning, you start taking reduction still, because if you take full bludgeoning, you have a chance of getting knocked out.
Yeah. Okay, so Hobo is at full bludgeoning. I'm looking through the rules, trying to figure out how to, how this is gonna work. Mm-mm-mm. 71.
Shh, quiet with the alarms.
Okay, so he's taking a -3. Box mark penalties. Impose on your dice rolls thereafter. More damage you take case, more attack capacity. Oh, so he's already at -3.
Oh.
Dead son.
He's fucking
All of his
dead.
rolls from here on out will be -3. Once he hits full bludgeoning, though, we're talking about going into potentially getting knocked out.
Oh.
Incapacitation. Anytime on your
mean,
character
you get-
health box or marks
I-
regardless of damage
he-
suffered, and he has bashing slash
He's got
remaining. Though
-3.
a reflex stamina roll is made for him each turn for him to remain conscious. Okay, so stamina roll for him.
Does it mean that he's almost dead?
So if he doesn't get this dice, he passes
No,
out.
bludgeoning doesn't kill you. It's if you keep bludgeoning them. Basically, bludgeoning is like getting hit by fist. You have a chance. Once you get low on it, you
0
get knocked
successes. He goes knocked out.
Oh, you beat him.
I do not take.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Don't glory in this.
2 successes. Or that was that.
All right.
Tapped it too.
He's falls to the ground completely, you know, unconscious, and you can start hearing the crowd jeering and cheering for you. But it looks like they're waiting for you to finish him off.
Finish him.
Oh, it's hesitant.
Make a perception check real quick. Wits and composure.
Perception check. So, sorry if I'm gonna keep asking for this consolation. How does it happening? How does it work again?
Okay, see your wit?
Yeah.
You have 2 dots, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay. Look at your
Yeah.
composure. You have 3 dice. You have 3 dots in there, right?
Yeah. So
What?
5.
Yeah, you roll 5. And that's just the basic gist of how you roll anything in this game. So when I say politics, or in this case, if I say investigation and intelligence, how many dice would you be rolling?
Intelligent investigation. Sorry, I say. Could you repeat that one more time?
Intelligence
Skype's a bit-
plus investigation.
Intelligence plus investigation. So it's about 4.
That's right. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. Roll for me your wits plus composure.
With plus composure. So 5 dice. 5
Yep.
d10.
5 d10s, that's correct.
Oh wow.
Oh. Got 2
Okay.
successes.
Reroll that 10.
Hey Leon, do you have a link to the Roll20 page for it?
Yeah.
Right. You got 2.
3. No success.
No success.
Okay.
2 success.
You look up and you see that the crowd seems to be a lot more bloodthirsty today, more so than usual. There's a strange-looking woman who's sitting up in sort of like the VIP area, and she's surrounded by a bunch of other people. But one of the things that you notice about her is the hat that she wears and this odd winged sun sort of symbol on her baseball cap. You guys, I told you guys she's going to be in here. So,
Really, they have to, dude.
yeah. These guys,
Their first campaign and you're
Isn't
gonna throw that
everybody's
shit at them?
yeah.
It's been in every thing.
She's been in every freaking thing, man.
Is it
Yeah.
Valentina?
No, can't say I'm surprised.
So she sits there. She sits up, perched up there with a bunch of other people, and it seems like when she tells them she wants to see like blood, you see everybody else like go into agreement with her, and they start calling for you to kill him. And you can see the guy who kind of supervises over you. He gives you the look that says, "You better fucking do it."
Yeah.
This is how you get
Reminds me of all the
paid.
video-
This is how you get food.
I can't. I walk off.
You hear a gunshot as you walk off the ring. And you turn around to see that the guy who's in charge of you has pulled out his gun and has finished the guy off for you.
Oh,
Oh.
I go into. You bastard.
Alright.
Is it possible to grab him by the neck?
Not before you have several other guns trained on you. And he says, go back to wherever you're sitting, wherever you stay. You'll get your dinner tonight, but that's about it.
Let off a very angry sigh. Just walk back and just followed what he said.
You go back to your usual spot, have a seat, and you're exhausted. You feel like you've done something that you were the cause of this, but at the same time, it's not really your fault. You realize?
No.
That's just the nature of the game.
Still can't shake the image of that old man.
You see, and now we're going to switch music. That night, you feel very uncomfortable in your usual spot. I mean, they've given you a small sleeping bag, and they've given you a garbage can where you can fill stuff. You can fill it up with paper and everything else that you can burn. You can fill that up with with some fire. So this isn't an unusual place for you. You're used to being in dark, dingy sort of places, but tonight seems particularly disconcerting. There's this feeling that you're not entirely alone in here. So this all happens before you fall asleep. Go ahead and make a perception check.
So intelligence and composure again, right?
Wits plus composure.
Oh yeah.
You're getting there.
Plus composure.
You're getting there.
Wits plus composure 5. Roll. One success.
What is with one success? Getting some shit rolls.
God
Really?
dang.
One success? Huh?
I think we took all of your rolls.
Pretty much.
Zyphon, you
Hello.
your character feels Val feels a slight chill, and it's not from a draft. The wind is very still. You can tell by the way the fire is burning inside of the trash can. And in a short flicker of light and shadow dancing across the walls, you see something. You see something lurking around inside of your little area, furthest in the back, and it doesn't seem. It looks more like some kind of a massive dog.
Oh,
Whoa.
What do you choose to do?
Could I use intimidation on it?
You may attempt to.
So I'm guessing intimidation if it's 2.
Your
If it's
intimidation.
two-
Let me take a look at your character sheet. Your intimidation, you need to roll your intimidation and manipulation.
So 4.
Yes. If you're using stare down specifically, which is your specialty, you can you get an extra dice. So that's 5 dice.
5.
Yes. Also, your danger sense is going off like crazy. I mean, it's one thing to feel adrenaline in the ring, but it's another to feel like you're being hunted by something.
10.
Reroll your 10.
Another roll.
Yep.
I'm getting a lot of lucky double rolls, but
It's not
Oh.
enough.
not many successes.
Zyphon,
Never enough.
what level is your character's danger sense? Or wait,
2.
is danger sense
It's a 2 dot
right?
merit.
I thought it was one of those variables.
I'm not sure. I have to go check myself. Anyways,
Before you wreck yourself.
One success.
okay,
Yeah,
so
mine's 2 as well.
when you look at it, you try and stare it down, but the thing seems to just blow you off
What?
and just creep back into the shadows.
Oh shit.
Did I? Could I use perception? Try to see what's going. Try to get the situation.
You can.
Sense +2 modifier on reflex, wits plus composure. Oh, reflective. Wit plus composure for your character
Reflexives.
to detect impending ambush. This kind of roll is typically made prior to first turn of a surprise attack.
Yeah.
Your character has a well-developed survival instinct and warns him of impending danger. Perhaps he's adaptive at reading subtle clues in the environment where he possesses uncanny sixth sense when it comes to avoiding trouble. So
Go ahead and,
he just gets +2 on wits and composure.
Yeah, but he's not about to be jumped right, not yet. So you can roll for
Not yet.
perception.
Shh, don't ruin it, man.
That's wit plus composure.
Wits and composure.
Correct.
So 5 again.
Yes.
I'm getting the hang of this.
You are. You are.
It's nice.
Ignore that if anybody else has a character sheet ready. Sweet.
Okay,
2
nice.
successes.
Reroll your 10.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. You listen very closely, kind of leaning forward and staring out into the darkness.
You're a success.
The reroll adds on top of what you already got, so in that case you have 2 successes for your perception check. And mind you, we're going to go ahead and use this scene and kind of paint the picture of what this whole area looks like. It's pretty much like this, except furthest in the back where the shadows are, that's where the creature was. You had a trash can barrel in front of you filled with fire, and you have your sleeping bag and a small pile of jackets. You didn't get a good enough sight on what the thing looked like. You just know that whatever it was very beast-like. It had a lot of... It appeared about around the size of a dog, you know. Rather small, not too big. What do you choose to do at this point? You listen closely, but you can't seem to figure out where it went or what it's doing. As far as you're concerned, it's not in the room anymore.
So, what was that thing? She thought.
But you still get that uneasy feeling. There's a chill in the room.
Just considers it probably a stray dog. Probably nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
It's still.
Night's about to fall. It's almost time to sleep. They brought the. You see the guys who were kind of. You see a couple of guys come over and they bring you a small bag of McDonald's and toss it to you, toss it in front of you, and turn around and leave.
Just as usual, just grab the bag and just eat what's up with that.
It's a big. It's it's a Big Mac. It's just a Big Mac meal. You've got your food and a bottle of water, and
Just grab the
then
bag.
they leave you alone. And later on that night, you find yourself, you quickly after eating, finding yourself going back to sleep. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else for you to do today. And you begin to
Long day.
wonder. You begin to wonder, what are you doing with your life? Why do you even bother waking up anymore? Since all you do is wake up, you fight, they feed you, and you go back to sleep. You're not living much of a life here. You're more of an animal that's kind of just kept in a cage. But that's the only thing that you know how to do to get food. And you do need food. And sometimes if you do really good, they give you money. You've been saving that up. Maybe have about 110
Probably enough
bucks.
to decent luck.
That's all you've saved up over the many months that you've been here. You don't know how much it costs to get, one of those comfortable houses for yourself, but you feel like you're getting there slowly. One day you'll have enough. That's what you keep saying to yourself. One day you'll have enough.
It'll happen. Just gotta
Later
keep
on,
pushing.
when you go to sleep, all you can see is the man who... You could see the man who you fought today with a bullet in his head. You've been holding back. You knew you were. You weren't trying to kill the guy. You just wanted to knock him out. That's just what the usual status quo was. But there was that woman who was sitting up in that chair, and all you could see is just her giving a small motion of a hand. And with that, someone's life was ended. And then you just see the blood and brains seeping out of the exit wound on the boxing ring, and the blood continues to flow out in impossible volumes until it floods the boxing ring at your feet, and then you feel yourself being you feel yourself sinking into the blood. And right around when it gets to your waist is when you hear this low, menacing growl. But it's not from the dream. Make a perception check, plus 2 dice.
Perception.
That's wits and composure, plus 2.
Yep.
Total of 7.
Sorry, just reader wasn't working for me for some reason.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine.
1 success.
Wow. You snap awake and you actually you realize that you're on fire.
What?
Fire.
Like it's just on your sleeve, and you quickly, pat it out before it gets worse, and you try and you assess your situation and see that
Pull myself out.
yeah, you pull your stuff back and away from the fire, make sure everything's not burning. The garbage can had been knocked over. Except what you notice is inside the garbage can is what looks like a leg on fire.
What?
It's burning inside of the trash can. It's just hanging out there, burning, and you smell that disgusting scent of burning flesh.
Yeah, Jesus.
Shoot.
Should
Can I make a quick perception check around the area? See
Yes.
see if there's anyone nearby.
You may, but not with the +2. That was just for your danger sense. To realize one, you were on fire.
All right. So roll. Two successes.
You look around and see that there's a trail of something being dragged, and then it was thrown into the barrel. And you can only assume that was the leg. Off in the distance, right at the edge of the light, you see that creature again, this black tail, sort of sliding across the ground and back into the darkness where you can't see. And you just hear this very low, bestial growl.
Punch it in the face.
Just in the darkness, you can hear the sounds of bones being crunched and bone snapping and flesh tearing.
Don't punch it.
Don't punch it.
Run towards it. See what it. Find out what this thing is.
Oh, damn it.
These are nuts.
You run towards it, but you realize that it's very hard to see. You don't have anything that you can use to light the way, and that stops you from going further, where you can hear it.
Grab the leg. Use it as a torch.
Jack,
Do you choose to venture into the darkness where you can't see?
Uh-oh.
is the leg still burning?
Yes.
Use that.
Hey,
Whatever debris was in the trash can.
Yeah, you
grab
meant
whatever.
it's very
grab it
hard
and
for you to
toss it.
find it's very hard for you to find anything, but you do find a small stick that's burning, but it's going to be real close to your hand with the part that's on fire.
Grab it and toss it to where the sound is. See if you can get at least get a glimpse of it before the fire goes up.
You throw it, and then you see it land next to the body of the man that was shot today, your opponent. Except his rib cage has been torn open, and his insides had been what appear to be eaten. The thing that is you watch as this giant creature. It's much bigger than it was earlier.
Oh,
It
God.
sits there and looks back at you. The way that it looks is like a huge, shaggy black dog with slight bear-like qualities to its build and movement.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
And you watch as it crushes the organ that was in its mouth, drop it, and then goes further back into the darkness after it
Oh,
and waits for the light to fade.
I want to draw this.
It also has it's just this massive creature. At this point, it looks more like a bear than a dog. For its size,
Bear dog.
the sheer size of it.
It's a fucking
some
werewolf.
kind of hellhound or a werewolf.
What do you choose to do?
I can feel it in my balls.
I don't have any light source to guide my way, and I have nothing. And the thing is already in darkness, way too dark. I guess, well, a smart thing to do is to just stay near the light, make sure, and keep my guard up. I can't sleep now. Can't sleep tonight.
You hear something moving towards you in the dark. and sound of something rolling along the ground. It sounds kind of like a coconut.
It's not a coconut.
Until it gets kicked, and you see the head of your opponent roll into view, just sitting at the edge of the light.
Oh no.
The back of his head having long since been emptied out thanks to the bullet, but his eyes are still set in, and it's just staring lifelessly ahead.
Shit. This is really just ticking me off. Just getting angry. Impatient with this.
He's getting angry.
Oh, smash!
It's obviously gonna turn into Josh right now. Damn.
Alright, what do you choose to do?
I want to face this thing head on.
Oh, that's quite got balls there.
That one's getting ballsy.
Don't do it.
He's getting some nuts.
Don't you remember what happened?
It seems to
I
not
didn't
be
like
in the
that
area
shit.
anymore.
Exactly.
Shut up. Quiet.
What? It's not in the area anymore.
No.
Is there still fire? Is the fire still burning?
No. The fire is... Because the trash can got knocked over, all the debris got scattered out, and now they're just all individually burning, and they start to go out one by one. And you can't find any other sources of fuel.
Wish you could eat human flesh.
Just stay where I am. Maintain guard. But at least just put the head away. Give it a proper burial.
You stack some rocks on top of it, figuring that should be enough. There's no dirt out here. This is Los Angeles after all.
It'll be enough.
The next day, the next day finally arrives. You see some light pouring into the old abandoned warehouse, and the thing that was out there is nowhere in sight.
Yeah.
You see the owner of the establishment comes sauntering in. He looks over at you, and he notices, one, the leg is sitting there, charred and burned, and you can see a little further up where the rest of the body is, just torn open, and it looks like it's been eaten. And he looks at you.
Like, don't look at me. I didn't do it.
What do you choose to
No blood
do?
on me.
Stare. Give the stare down.
Was that 5 dice?
5 motherfucking dice.
Yeah, 5 dice.
Do work, son.
So 5 dice. 5 dice, right? Full
Yes.
stare down.
Stare right through him.
Turn into a soul.
3 successes.
Reroll your 10.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Your luck is shifting.
Stare into a soul.
Don't say that, Mag. You're gonna say something.
I think God makes
Shut up.
Turn to the lazy eye.
4
God.
successes.
Okay, you successfully intimidate him. He kind of backs up a little bit, but he has that look of, okay, so I'm not going to ask any questions about your eating habits. So you got another fight today. This time around, we do have our special guest. I don't know if you understand me. Special guest.
Special.
She wants you to fight to the death. again today. If you don't do this, I am going to have to shoot you. You'll understand.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
I don't want to, and we don't need to do that. You just need to make sure the other guy dies.
Oh shit.
I'm hoping about it.
Do you understand me? You kill other guy.
I just walk towards him, trying to try to show dominance by
Another roll.
Just keep intimidating until he starts crying.
just continue to stare at him, but
It's pretty
just walk
obvious.
by.
You have never said anything to him before. You just nod and say yes or no. He doesn't know that you speak anything. So, as far as he's concerned, he's a lot more scared of whoever that lady was with the hat than he is of you.
Oh shit.
I just pushed him aside and just walk towards the fight.
He
Where the
dusts
fight's being
himself
held.
off, and then you go to the fighting ring. When you're there, you see the... You go over, you train a little bit. You know, your fight doesn't take place till later in the day. Around night, when everybody's gathered up and out of work. You see people slowly beginning to gather up inside, and you see you see a man over on the other side of the ring, another hobo. This one is got he's got messy black hair. He's got the same sort. He also seems to have stolen the jacket from the other guy, and he's wearing it right now, kind of keeping himself warm. He looks at you with fear. He obviously didn't ask for this. This is not something he wanted to do.
Oh.
You could tell because he's got where he covers his hands up is actually where he is tied up. They've obviously caught and dragged this man in here.
Damn.
Damn it.
What do you
Damn.
choose to do as you look at him?
Damn it.
Tried to see the whole situation. Tried to look
Perception.
Perception check.
perception.
Yes.
It's always about knowing your situation. Yes. One success.
Reroll.
Do it, man. Do the thing.
anything.
One success.
You don't see the strange lady yet. Your boss isn't in quite yet, but as far as you can see, people have already begun gathering up, and you can see one of the guards is sitting next to the opponent, and he's sitting there just holding onto a small bag. And you begin to realize how alike you two look. You're just animals, really. The people are the ones with the guns. The people are the ones who can sit up in those nice chairs up there. And here you two are fighting for their amusement. You're just a bunch of animals. They feed you. They give you a place to sleep at night. And then they drag you out to kill each other for their own amusement. You begin to realize that's where you are in life. And so is the other guy. Just animals. And then you begin to think about the creature that you saw and wonder how different you really are.
Done. This is how I live. Can't live like this. Not anymore. Need to find a way out.
They start bringing you both into the ring. And You get ready to fight. They cut the guy loose and then put him into the ring, and one of the guys yells at him and says, "Hey, if you..." And he says, "One of you two is gonna die tonight, man. Make sure it's not you, huh?" And he looks at you, and he has that look of someone who knows they're not going to live this night. He just reaches into his bag and pulls out a small burger that he was lured with, and he decides he's going to eat it here. If he's going to die, he wants to die with a full stomach. He doesn't even get a chance to take his second bite before the bell rings.
I can't do this. No. I'm done.
You see the lady is
Not anymore.
is sitting up on her perch again,
I don't
looking down.
Yes.
She seems to be waiting to see you do something. With that horrible grin on her face.
Oh, that circle coming up.
Oh no.
What to do? Because I can't make a run for it because guns are all pointing at me.
Mhm.
First, given to stand. I want to stare down with her. Just to see what I'm dealing with.
You make eye contact. And when you do, you can only see... You almost for a moment, just this short flicker where you could swear you could see these glowing dots where her eyes should be. But besides that, you're just looking and you can't see her eyes. They're overcast by shadow from the rim of the hat. She leans forward and stares back at you from her spot in the rafters. And then you notice that everyone in the room gets quiet as she puckers her lips and starts whistling. She's not whistling for anything in particular, but she's whistling at you. And she's whistling like she's calling a dog.
Oh.
And for a moment you feel that it's not about... You think for a second, she's calling that big beast thing? Is that what's going on? And then you realize, no. She's calling at me like a dog. And then you see her start to pat her lap.
I just
Come
look
on.
at her.
Get to killing. Do what you're supposed to do. Do what you do best.
Take a moment. Just seeing that, then looking back at my owner, and then just seeing who I'm up against. Just realize this is bullshit. I just flip and I just pull the middle finger right at her. I'm
That's how
done.
you role playing.
That's how you roleplay Val.
You give the middle finger to her, and she leans back, a little surprised that you chose that answer. And then she stands up, looks around for a moment, puts her hand in her pockets, and walks out.
Just that. So she's just gone.
Yeah, she just walked out.
Hmm.
Go right to my off. So that it's done. I just walk out of it. I just walk away.
As you're turning around to go and walk away from this, you see your owner is standing there. He's standing there looking at
Done.
you, but he hasn't pulled out his gun. He doesn't say anything. And you continue walking out.
I just walk out. Not without giving him a little shove. A little pat from the, just a little push from the shoulder.
Biff, slap ass.
A little push from you is
God.
fucking.
Oh my god, why would you do this?
Just knocks him over.
When you do, he doesn't seem to react to it at all, and you.
I just walk.
Yeah.
Walk out of the doors.
Where do you go?
Anywhere but there.
Gotta choose. Gotta choose.
It's getting real.
You start trying to find a way to get out of the warehouse. And you feel like you're being followed by something.
To look, perception.
Go ahead.
I've been doing a lot of perception.
You're gonna do it a lot more, man.
You really are.
Nice.
Not very good. Oh, one success. Roll again.
Mm-hmm.
One whole success.
This has to be good. I'm just getting a lot more successes instead of big ones.
You feel something brush against you in the darkness,
Oh,
and
shit.
you begin to realize you're in a very dark place. And by brush against you, I mean it shoulder checks you.
Oh.
Fuck.
It's much bigger than you are.
Oh shit.
This is bigger than 8 foot.
Jesus Christ.
Whole 8 whole foot. That's really big.
Shit. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Run.
I try to walk fast. Try to see if I can outrun it.
As you begin trying to walk fast, you trip over something in the dark. And you fall over, naturally. Pick yourself up. You still can't see anything. And then you start hearing whatever it was behind you that hit you start to walk behind you, taking long strides. And then you hear that low growl again.
Behind you.
It's right behind you.
Shit. Do I?
What do you choose to do?
Was that right behind me then?
Oh, it's getting there.
Perception check on what I tripped over. Or can I just... Do I know what I tripped over?
No.
Do you want to wait to find out?
Oh god.
The tower's over you.
Perception. Again, perception. Seeing what... If it's visible right in front of me.
See if you can see through the darkness with your...
Your special hobo eyes.
I specialize.
Now, you know what? I have...
You can always make perception checks. You just need to let me know before you do them.
Hands up.
Alright.
Perception check. One more time. Two success.
Okay.
One more. Zero success.
You look back, and your eyes by now have adjusted to the darkness, and you see, but it's still very difficult for you to see. You see this massive, towering figure, almost like some kind of a... It's that thing from yesterday, but now it's walking upright, and it's carrying something in its hand.
Oh god.
That thing you tripped over vaguely looks like a humanoid body. And you turn around, and you turn and look forward, and see there's a lot more where that came from. And then the smell catches up with you. The smell, that thick, metallic scent of blood and organs.
I
told you.
Shit.
And as it continues to walk forward, it steps on one of the body's heads, and you hear a pop as it crushes the skull, and just keeps walking. It doesn't slow. It takes its time.
Damn, son.
Go. Break out into a dead sprint. Just do it.
That requires athletics.
Damn it.
Just let him breathe.
What do you choose to do, Xiphon?
Not good at I don't have a good athleticism or stamina.
Use your strength to fling yourself.
It's getting closer.
Yeah, sorry.
It's about 15 yards away.
Oh Jesus.
That's fucking close.
Oh god!
Keep on walking. Keep on walking.
13 yards away.
Oh Jesus.
Walk back. Run. Run.
You start to run, and then you hear it behind you. It takes off in a dead sprint. Now it's trying to kill you.
Oh my god.
It waited until you were finally scared of it, and now it's trying to kill you. You feel you feel the wind as one of the bodies gets thrown past you. He misses, but it lands with this sickening thud and a roll, and you just hear him pick something else up and throw it at you as he keeps going after you. You're going to need to make a athletics and strength check to take off into a dead sprint. Because you don't have any dots in athletics, that's -1 to your total roll. So you roll 3 dice for your strength. You may expend willpower if you wish.
Willpower. If there is any time for willpower, it's now.
Willpower. Willpower.
6 die. 6
No, that's
die.
7. No, oh, I'm sorry. It's 6. You're
Alright.
I'm sorry.
So scratch that. Scratch one off.
Yep. And you hear it behind
So
you.
I've used
It's
that one willpower.
it's
How
got
many?
this
So that's about...
it's got this enormous roar of a giant creature. Go ahead and roll your dice. You have a total of 6 to roll.
6.
God.
Come on.
Mark.
Come on, you bitches.
Use your hobo legs.
1, 2, 3.
3 seconds.
3. Nice.
You take off in a dead sprint. You manage to not trip over more of the dead bodies, and now the slick floor of all the blood that coats it. You keep running, you round a corner, and you find yourself back in that boxing ring again.
Oh shit. You have to box the monster.
No.
Boss fight.
You see it's very dark in here too. All the lights are off everywhere. You just see something hanging over the boxing ring, just swinging back and forth.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Perception check. Perception check on what it is first.
Just do a perception check in general.
Perception check. Are we good with that? Right?
Yeah. You can always roll perception. I won't say no to it.
Perception
You're in the
check.
bathroom. Roll perception.
Looking at my poop.
The shape in the dim light is
Alright.
a person hanging by their neck.
Ooh.
And judging by the crumpled up bag
God damn it.
and the crushed burger that's sitting on the floor in pieces, you get the idea of who that might be.
Oh no, not him.
Of course him.
Then you see the
I
big
knew it was
thing
gonna exist.
walk into the ring, grab the body, and pull down
Shit.
until the head separates from the body. And you just watch as the spine kind of just pops out,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
bone by
It's
bone,
hanging there.
and he just pulls on it as he continues to walk forward. And every step, he almost seems to be getting bigger. The more violence and bloodshed that takes place here.
Give it a hug.
Getting too powerful. Suplex it.
Hug it.
You see the dim light of the exit to your left, but you're gonna have to walk. You're gonna have to run past this thing.
I'm gonna have to make. Isn't it distracted by eating? It's eating.
It's
right
not
now.
eating anything. It's just pulling the guy's body down,
He's supposed to make more bloodshed.
It's just killing.
and it's just looking at you. It's just killing and committing horrible mutilations of bodies. It's more interested in the carnage.
It's like a titan.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's gonna be a titan soon if you don't.
Sport. This thing is just like how I was in this ring. It just wants to kill.
And that's what you begin to realize is you see a lot of yourself in that thing. It's just an animal. It's just carnage.
Only purpose, kill. No purpose, just kill. I have to. I could not. I'm sure this thing is bigger than me, and
You can hear as he finishes pulling the tip of the body without its spine.
stronger.
Now just,
I gotta.
and then you can hear the place where he's grabbing at the ankles of the man's body. You just hear him grip harder until the shin bones crack. And he just walks around the ring looking at you, waiting for you to do something. He's just interested in seeing where you go.
God damn.
Will you face your inner demons? Will you fight it? Or will you run?
Oh, getting deep here.
Philosophical
no way.
shit.
There's no way. There's no way I can get out.
There's a way you can get out, but you're going to have to dodge past this thing. and then you can get to the exit.
You risk it.
There's no way I can run this thing. So, that's it. It's in the ring. I know where this is leading to.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is it? Is it really?
You're gonna fight it? Or is there something else?
I have this one idea, but I don't know if it's actually a good one. I don't know if it's actually possible to do in this game.
I don't. Just go with what she would do. Don't be a hero.
I need a hero.
But this thing is just... Most smart thing is to do is to run.
That would be smart, yes.
Oh, jeez.
But sometimes you could do pretty interesting things if you decide not.
After seeing this
You know,
thing,
only problem is that there's death involved if you screw up.
you hear something like metal shaking next to you, and you look to your right, and you see the owner of the place has had his throat cut so that he's bleeding out slowly, and he's holding a gun. He's in one hand, and he's holding his neck with the other, and he tries to shoot the thing. He fires several shots. He's still somewhat alive.
Very barely.
Dying is a more accurate term. And he levels several shots into this thing. And you watch as the body of the massive beast recoils from the shots. But it lurches forward again. And you note that the damage only seemed to make it get bigger.
No, more violence only makes it bigger, even for itself.
And you remember the words of your father, and he always would tell you this when you were a little girl, and says, the things that I'm teaching you to do is to defend yourself, but never start the violence. Violence only begets violence.
Stand my ground.
Get the fuck out.
Don't stop being a hero.
It steps down from the ring. Now walks over to you. It leans down, and you can feel the hot, blood-soaked breath running over your face as you stare at each other.
You stare down.
Stare down.
It takes its clawed hand, lifts it up, and brings it down on your owner. And you just hear it sounds like someone hitting a punching bag a little too hard. And the stuffing all comes out.
Oh.
Except the stuffing is red. It's accompanied by bones being crushed. But it's that sound of being hit so hard that the skin tears and everything falls out.
Is that even a sound? Jesus
It
Christ.
is.
Christ.
Oh, pause for a minute there. Hello?
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
Yo,
Oh.
I'm back.
It's alright. But anyway, from what I heard, just hearing my boss getting killed.
You realize, while he may have been a pretty shitty person, you don't know if anyone really deserved to die like that.
No. No one deserves to die. No one needs to be killed.
What do you choose to do? It's waiting on you now.
Remember your father's words.
So I think things getting more glitchy. So still stand my ground. Don't provoke it.
You notice that there's sunlight beginning to finally seep in. And the thing
Yeah.
looks up, sees the light, looks back at you and gives this, if it could smirk and huff at you, it did that, is what it felt like.
Jesus.
And it moves past you and pushes you with its shoulder and goes back into the shadows.
Oh my god.
So it went back to the shadows. I just walk out, walk to the door.
You walk to the door, and as you see the sunlight rising up, you stumble forward, and then your body finally catches up with you, and you begin to vomit and retch after everything that you saw and heard. The smell was too powerful. You only barely were able to do that from the adrenaline rushing through your veins, and it's now coming crashing down. And as you fall to the ground, exhausted, for starters, you see several cars driving into the location. All black sedans.
Could you repeat the bat? Sorry, I think I got disconnected. Just a short recap of what happened after vomiting.
You fall to the ground, and you notice that there are several vehicles, big black sedans, rolling in with tinted windows. And they open up, and you see people in suits walk out. And they just walk past you and go inside.
Yes. Make a perception check.
Go on, make a perception check.
Zero
Okay.
successes.
Zero
Okay.
successes, but you don't. Your mind is still going at 120 miles an hour after what you just dealt with. You hardly notice as they go past you. They're just shapes that are moving. They're not trying to kill you, and that's about all you give a shit about. They're not that thing, and that's all you really care about. Until a pair of feet steps to where your steps into view, and it stops right in front of you.
What do I do?
What do you choose to do?
Stare. Not stare down. Perception. Another perception. Another attempt at perception.
You don't need to roll perception for this one. You look up, and you see it's a woman who has a cigar in her mouth, wearing sunglasses, and she looks down at you. One of the first things you notice with your perception check is that everyone else around they all seem to be going into this building with a singular purpose. And you see her kind of just standing there looking at you. You can barely see past her sunglasses, but you get the faint idea that one of her eyes is a different color than the other.
Whoa.
She looks down at you and she says, "You gonna just sit there all day?"
Well,
What do I do? try and get myself up. See if I can get myself up.
You shakily manage to get yourself up. And she keeps looking at you. And tilts her head. Notices how tall you are.
Just try and
She looks at you and asks, "What did you see?"
stare down.
Oh. He disconnected for a second.
Yeah. Did you say anything, Rex?
She looks up at you, and as you tower over her, and she asks you, "What did you see?"
I tried to say it, but I'm seeing it. I spoke in Russian. Spoke in Russian.
You try speaking it in Russian, and she continues to stare at you. Not necessarily as if she understands. She makes no attempt to pretend that she understands what you're saying. But she's listening for something else. And she motions over, and you see this guy come over. He's also wearing sunglasses, and on his shirt is a pin that says ace and has a symbol of spades. He looks up at you as you continue talking. Then he starts speaking in English. Starts speaking in English, translating for you. She nods.
Yeah.
She looks over at him, over at the guy, and says, "Have everyone leave. We don't have anything here until nightfall anyway." And you see about the other 10 people begin to leave the building. She looks at you and says, "Do you know what you saw?"
No, I don't. I say to her still in Russian. No, I don't.
She speaks to the man to her right to translate for her, and she says, "The thing that you saw in there cannot be killed by violence.
Damn. What is it? I ask.
It is a monster called the Beast of Bethlehem."
Oh, damn.
Oh, shit.
And she says, "This monster cannot be killed by any form of violence. It is here because there were a lot of horrible things that have happened here.
Damn.
We don't know how to deal with something like this." She looks around and notices that there are several other vehicles making their way over. And she looks at you and says, "Do you have a place to go home?"
I think at the end of it, really, from my body being exhausted, I just can't handle it. I just collapse.
You wake up several days later, in another building. It's a little run down, but it's a lot better than where you were. You also have been You all have a spare change of clothes, so you're not wearing the same dingy things that you were before. And strangely enough, you're in a bed. It's much more comfortable than the sleeping bag on rocks.
Oh, feeling it. I feel a little bit, comfortable for the first time ever.
And you lay there for a
Mm.
long while, thinking about what all happened and whether or not it was real.
It's a real. Still, I can't really understand the whole situation. It's just too ridiculous to think it was all real.
You see pictures lying next to your bed on the. You see pictures lying on the bed next to. Lying near the bed on a small little drawer. And on top of it are several things. First, the pictures. Second, a card that had a 2 and a club symbol on it. It's a 2 of clubs.
Oh,
And then you see, we'll just say one of the other characters walks into the room, and that's how you join the group.
oh,
And this is how shit happens.
this is where my story truly begins.
Ta-da!